Welcome. Welcome to the first show. What the heck? It's so nice to see you. How are you doing? I'm LuxieGames, by the way. I'll be your host. Today we're going to be talking to quite a few incredible people. We'll be talking to our CEO and founder, Christie Garton, and then Allie Cat, who is the head of diversity and charity program manager over at Twitch. And then we'll be talking to one of our recipients, HarleighQuynn. I'm super excited. We have so much to talk about. The BroadcastHER grant, streams for dreams for Women's History Month, which is March, by the way, so soon. Tips about charity on Twitch, experiences as women in gaming, and the BroadcastHER Academy Challenge. And we're including a member of that academy, which is super incredible. We're going to have a swell show. I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, that's what's happening. So much going on. How are y'all? Doing good? First, we're going to talk to Christie Garton, who's the 1,000 Dreams Fund founder and CEO. Get some insight on all the stuff that she's been planning behind the scenes. I'm going to call her in. Oh, man. All right. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Oh, it's working. We did it. How are you? It's so nice to meet you, virtually meet you.
Yes, same. It's so great to finally meet you.
I hope you're having an incredible day. Congratulations, by the way, on launching the BroadcastHER Academy with Allied Esports and HyperX this month. That's incredible.
Thank you. Yes, we're very excited. It's a year two, and we've got a effort to really just provide all of these awesome opportunities to the group this year. So it's going to be, amazing.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Could you tell us a little bit more about the BroadcastHER Academy and how young women interested in being a new BroadcastHER Academy fellowship member could apply?
Yes, well, basically anyone who has a dream to work in the industry in esports gaming, we want to hear from you. We recognize that the pathway into the industry is not clear. It's, sometimes it relies on meeting the right person and or going to the right event and running into that right person, or other ways in which it's just at this point of time, it's just not a straightforward process. And so, we created the Academy to really fill that gap. This second year for the Academy, we're calling it a fellowship. We're really wanting to provide our girls, our women, the opportunity to be a part of a program where they're meeting those industry connections. They're hearing from people who are working in the industry. They're getting mentored by them. They're given experiences that, can kind of open their eyes to the possibilities and ultimately potentially find jobs as a result. So we're really interested in hearing from everyone, whether their dream is to be in front of the camera or behind the camera. There's great marketing and business roles, public relation positions, team management positions, of course, competitive gaming opportunities. All of those dreams we are excited to hear from and have people apply. And so right now our application's open. One of the things 1,000 Dreams Fund is all about is providing access to opportunities and making that access super available, super easy to find. So we're very active on social media, especially with our streaming and gaming program, BroadcastHER. Go to our Twitter, go to our Instagram, go to our website. You'll be able to find our BroadcastHER Academy Challenge and click on that link and apply. It's a simple photo submission, and then we have some questions just so we can better understand what that dream is in esports and gaming, what steps you've taken towards that, and how our Fellowship Academy opportunity can help really get you to that next level.
That's incredible. So it's pretty easy to apply. It only takes a few minutes. What exactly is at stake for the 10 recipients?
So as I've alluded to, this year it is a fellowship. It's a year-long program. Our founding mission as an organization is to fund women in their dreams, give them, the funds to be able to kind of up their game, whatever that may be, across all of our programs. So our fellowship provides a micro grant of $1,000, and that's intended for use towards, their educational needs, whatever that might be in esports and gaming. In addition to that, as we did last year, we will be providing an all expense paid trip to Vegas to hang out with the Allied Esports team, one of our partners, at the HyperX Arena in Vegas. And that will be a full day of behind the scenes access to those people who are, working at the arena, producing content daily at their arena, getting a chance to shadow them. They'll be mentored by a couple executives from our partners. I mentioned Allied Esports. Our other partner on the program is HyperX. And they'll just have this incredible day-long experience. And then in the evening, they'll actually help produce the evening show. So, and we've, in the past, last year, we had 3 visits. All of our winners got, split up into different dates when they could attend. And we had a couple of our women actually casting during that evening game. They played Fortnite on Friday. So we'll see if that ends up being the same game that they'll be involved with, but they were very involved in every single aspect of that show in the evening. So really hands-on, behind the scenes experience. And then in addition to that, we'll be connecting all of our 10 fellows with a mentor at one of our partners. They'll get a 60-minute mentoring session, career coaching session. And that can take place at any point throughout the year. We encourage all of our mentor-mentees to stay in touch. And so that's obviously a connection we're going to make for our fellows, and we encourage them to continue to build on that relationship. And then we're going to look for other opportunities to provide our fellows with, in tandem with our partners. Our partners have other conferences and engagements that they do throughout the year, and there is absolutely the opportunity for our fellows to be plugged in into those opportunities as they come up. So we're looking to provide each of our fellows with an additional experience, that would be in addition to that trip to Vegas. So it's a year-long program, and at the end of the day, we want them to walk away with more connections, an understanding of the industry and how it works, that mentor connection, and hopefully, something that they can put on their resume. You don't have to have graduated from a college university setting to be able to work in this industry. We want to provide this fellowship to kind of fill that gap for them on their resume. So that's what we're providing to our winners this year.
That's incredible. So you've been at all the visits to the Vegas HyperX Arena. What was it like meeting the recipients and getting to talk face to face with these women?
It just underscores why I decided to launch this organization and the need we're filling. You team up with a partner and you create a new program, knowing that there's a great need to have these kinds of experiences and opportunities and funding. And then, you get people applying, and most of the time, one of our programs, I was just reviewing our numbers, we had 1,000 people apply to recently, and I don't get to meet all of our winners throughout our programs. But this particular Academy program, it's amazing to be able to, I'm involved in all of these decisions. So, be involved in making those decisions of, who our fellows will be this year, and then getting the chance to meet them in person, spend time with them, hear live, all of those challenges and, dreams that they have and hard work that they're putting out, and hearing that in person, it, again, just underscores what we're creating, what this program is about, is really filling a need. And it's just, really fulfilling to be a part of that day when we do the visit.
Yeah, I can only imagine just seeing all your hard work sort of come to fruition. So for young women,
and all the winners' hard work, it's just amazing
Yeah,
what people, have to do to reach their dreams. And we're just, hopefully a small part of them being able to do that.
a very important stepping stone, I'd say. So, for young women interested in taking this challenge, how long do they have to apply?
Well, what's cool about kind of how we're doing this? It's a multi-week submission process. So we launched a little over a week ago, 2 weeks actually ago, and it's a 5-week challenge. So we invite women to apply over the next, we have 3 weeks left. I mentioned follow that link that you will see easily if you go to any of our social media channels and apply. So every week we're announcing fellows. We've announced 4 so far. So each week we're announcing 2. So, the sooner you get your application in, the faster you're going to be considered because we're literally picking our fellows each week. Just also want to point out, if you apply early and you don't get announced the first week, your application's still being considered the entire time. So there's no real, reason to apply early or late, but just get your application in as soon as you see the opportunity. And like I said, it's a real easy submission process. Just submit your photo and answer a few questions for us, explaining your dream and how this opportunity can help you.
That's awesome. So Women's History Month is right around the corner. What does the Thousand Dreams Fund have planned for March?
Yes, Women's History Month has been a really exciting month for us, especially with our streaming program. We launched our BroadcastHER initiative in 2018 with Women's History Month. We partnered with Twitch that year to raise funds for this new program, being the BroadcastHER grant. Basically, the fundraising that was happening throughout the entire month of Women's History Month would help fund this new grant program, which allows us to provide microgrants to women in streaming across all content areas, not just gaming or women who are gaming or into esports, but any content creator. And so first year we raised over $40,000, and that just was so exciting to see for something that was so new to our team to be trying to fund women in the industry in this way. And so we've continued that annually. Last year, 2019, we did the same thing with Twitch. We partnered, we raised money, and we helped fund that grant program. So we're looking at another, we call it Streams for Dreams during Women's History Month. It's going to be throughout the entire month. Our team actually will be hosting a 2-day fundraiser where we're actually, getting the full lineup. So I want to encourage anyone watching, if you're interested in helping raise money that goes back to the community and helps fund those up and coming women in the community, we'd love to partner with you. We've got 2 days, March 30th and 31st. We're looking for 12 fundraisers, and they'll be streaming between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time during those 2 days.
That's amazing.
But this will be happening, the fundraiser will be happening the entire month of March. And, there's a few special announcements that we'll be making next week. So definitely stay tuned. If you want to participate in that 2-day fundraiser, we'll be announcing a link to apply. And there'll be some other special announcements next week. So it's going to be another really just great month of celebrating women in the industry and their talents, and working together to raise a lot of money so we can provide even more grants this year.
That's incredible and so exciting. So do you have a goal you may be trying to reach by the end of March?
Sure. Well, we've always in setting these fundraising goals, we want to, get something that people can get excited about and really get behind. So for this year, our goal is going to be $50,000. So why 50? That's just been about the amount that really kind of excites our community and allows us to fund quite a lot of women. Our microgrant model with this particular program, we're able to provide anywhere from $500 up to $2,000. So the whatever amount we raise during Women's History Month will go to that program after expenses are covered. But that's quite a lot of funds that go straight to grants that fund women in this community. And since we launched the program in 2018, we've given out 100 grants so far. So this is probably one of our most popular grant programs across everything we do. So the more money we raise, the more we can give out, and we really want to do that. So we're setting it at 50. If we go beyond, amazing. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. So that's right around the corner. And then after that, can you let us know maybe when those spring applications might be opening up?
Yep. So in honor of Women's History Month, we'll be launching our spring application on March 1. So that's next week. I cannot believe March
So
is around the
soon.
corner, actually. Right. But yeah, when that application opens, definitely check it out, apply. We'll have it open for a couple months. We'll close it. And then we'll, during a future Broadcaster Live with you as our new host, which, by the way, congratulations. We're so excited to have you in this role.
Thank you.
We'll make that announcement. So yes, March 1, application opens.
Wow, that's incredible. So why do you think programs like BroadcastHER Academy and the grant are so important and beneficial to women in games right now?
Well, it's just, to me, needed. Bottom line, there's so many talented women who are working their butts off daily to build a community, to build a following, to really build their careers through these platforms where they're able to connect and do these things that wasn't available over 10 years ago. So it's a new industry. It's growing. Women are there, and they're really doing great work. Unfortunately, you look at the financial side of this. How successful are women in building those careers? Are they being compensated equally for the work that they're doing? The numbers don't look as great on that side when you compare that against the broad, group of who's doing this. So we believe that these funds we're providing, BroadcastHER, the community that we're building behind this, we really want to create a place where women can come together, be inspired by one another, support one another, and really together grow together and reach their goals, and be compensated fairly for the work that they're doing. And the sky's the limit, really, for what women can do. And we, again, as I mentioned earlier, we just want to be a part of that journey. Whatever part we play, we believe it's needed. And we've been just blown away by the fundraisers that come out and raise the money that we're able to provide to the community. It's just really inspiring. So we're in it. We're growing this. We've got a plan for 2020 to, raise even more dollars so we can provide even more funding to the community because it's needed and women deserve it. And we know how important these dollars are in helping cover those costs that just give you that leg up to kind of get to that next level.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say, seeing the fundraisers come together, seeing like all of my peers and my fellow streamers and just strong, super incredible women come together to fundraise money to fund other women is just like one of the greatest experiences. It just makes my heart so warm and fuzzy to see everybody just sort of like band together almost and work towards that dream. Like just funding other people's dreams in general. And just seeing the community do that together and to be so willing to just without even a thought is just so incredible.
Yep. That ethos of paying it forward, it's so there. And what's really fun about, what we do, we really try to, provide opportunities for our community to come together and meet one another. We did a mixer during TwitchCon last year in 2019. And, we had a lot of our grantees come out. We had some of our fundraisers and they got to meet one another in person. We're going to be looking for more of those opportunities this year because it really is about the community and the opportunity to learn from one another and be inspired by one another. I mean, the sky's the limit, like I said. And sometimes you just need that kind of like boost, like, wow, I just got picked for this grant program. I must be doing something right. And by the way, my women, my role models that are out there doing this, they're a part of me being able to get this grant. It's just really cool.
Yeah.
It's very inspiring.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes.
It looks like 1DF has an incredibly busy March and so much ahead of them. Is there any final updates you have for us?
No, I just, again, we're excited to have you hosting this new podcast for us. We'll be doing this on a monthly basis, and, we'll be welcoming guests from the industry to really help. We want to, again, provide that community, that place for our women to be able to come together and support one another. We also really want to provide an opportunity to, get training through our programs, but through this podcast. And I know you've got Allie Cat lined up to speak next, and she's with Twitch. We can't do the work we do without people like her, and we really appreciate her being a part of this program. So I'll let you take it forward with her. But yeah, it's been fun chatting.
Yes, thank you so much. Have an incredible day.
Bye, you too.
Bye. All right. I mean, you heard it there. We have Allie Cat up next to talk about all the stuff she does over at Twitch. Incredible stuff she does over at Twitch. Let me call her in so we can ask her some incredible questions, get some insight on charity. Well, I mean, charity, incentives, things like that. We may just chill here for a second. Everything's fine. Trying to think of fundraising incentives today for March. But coming up with fundraising incentives is one of my favorite things. I feel like they're so fun and they can be so personal, and you can come up with like the strangest things and it becomes just semi-acceptable for absolutely no reason. I mean, my community often makes me eat tomatoes, so anything you hate, your community will suddenly begin to use against you. You just keep them and put them in your pocket. It's not good. It's good and also bad at the same time. You win some, you lose some. You had to swim in a kiddie pool filled with dirt once. I saw that. I saw that once. Just a little bit. Oop, give me 1 sec. It sounds fun, though. Swimming in a pool of dirt. I feel like that's every child's dream, getting to finally swim in a pool of dirt. The cleanup was not the fun part. I can literally not even imagine. I had to take a shot of ketchup once. I'm not saying that anybody should do that, but I don't know if I would do that again. People were like, I drink ketchup straight from the package, and I was like, I don't know how you do that. Why would you do such a thing? My brain can't comprehend how that even work. Taking a cooling dip in a pool of dirt. Stop. It's the worst emote. Hello, how are you? All right. We're going to give Allie a little bit of time. We're going to skip forward to HarleighQuynn, who's one of our BroadcastHER Academy recipients. Give me 1 sec. See if I can pull her up. I would not be okay with dirt, but I could do mud. Why? What's the difference there? No, Tate, no. Just like wet dirt. Oh, hi!
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm spectacular. It's so nice to have you. Oh, you even got your merch on. You're ready to
I
go.
know, right? I was like, let me find my shirt and fits my background.
Oh, perfect. It looks incredible. You got your pink kicking. How's your day? How's everything going?
So far so good. I'm off today, thank God.
A good
But
way
other
to
than
start a
that,
day.
I know. But no, other than that, everything is great. Today's a great day so far.
Good. I'm so glad to hear it. So I wanted to ask you a few questions, especially
Yes.
as an incredible woman in gaming. And so you're a recipient of the BroadcastHER Academy.
Yes.
What did you use your funds for?
So the first thing I did, of course, I needed to upgrade my laptop. So I bought a new laptop because the one I was streaming with was just dying. So it was
They do
dying.
that. They do that.
Oh wow, yeah. So I used that. Also I updated my green screen, so I bought a new one. I moved from having just a green sheet to actually the Elgato green screen now. And then I just bought like a lot of other things that I needed for my streaming. I brought the Stream Deck, an HDMI switch box, just a lot of components that I needed to basically spruce up my streaming quality. So
yeah, the little things you rely on that once you start using them, you're like, what was I doing without this? What was I doing without my Stream Deck? How was I functioning?
What was I doing without my webcam?
Yeah.
First of all.
Oh yeah. What were you doing without your webcam? You're like, this is what I look like today. I'm shocked right now, by the way. So you're a streamer for Mixer. What do you typically broadcast? How would you describe your stream to a new viewer?
So my stream is called The Playpen. And of course my name's HarleighQuynn. So I kind of played off that. I like to game and things like that. So it's called The Playpen. And we do a lot of Dead by Daylight. I am a Dead by Daylight streamer. Well, I wouldn't just say I'm a basic Dead by Daylight. I do a lot of variety games, but Dead by Daylight is my main game that I play. We love horror games in The Playpen. So Dead by Daylight, some Overwatch, a little bit of Apex if I'm feeling very shooter-y, I guess.
You're feeling up to it that day. I can't even touch Dead by Daylight. I'm just like too afraid. I have dogs and a girlfriend, and I'm always afraid one of them will scare me while I'm playing it, so I haven't played it yet. But maybe. So many people play it. 2 dogs? Do they terrify you while you're playing it?
Oh, definitely. If you come to stream sometime, you'll meet Khaleesi. And she likes to bark. So sometimes I'm playing a game and then out of nowhere, just roof, and I'm just jumping. Like the whole, it's ridiculous.
Dogs are the best jump scares. They're good content too. Thank you, dogs. We don't deserve you.
We don't at all. But you should play sometimes. This is an amazing game.
Yeah, I keep hearing that. I'll have to check it out. Put my big girl pants on and try. All right. So I wanted to ask, do you think as a woman of color, you may have faced difficulties and discriminations on your streaming platform?
Honestly, not as much. And I think that's mainly due to the mods that I have. They kind of keep trolls and things out of chat, so I don't see them. But of course, I've ran into some situations that are, all in the past, but not as much.
Yeah.
Not as much.
A good mod squad will get you a long way.
Oh, I have the best 2 mods ever. They're amazing. I really don't know what I would do without them. Shout out to Kevy and Love of the Moon. Thanks, guys.
Just like a little protect. I just imagine they always have shields on them for some reason. Like they're just like reflecting them.
Yes. Oh God. They're honestly like, they'll keep up with chat. If I'm like really focused in the game and I miss something and I'm coming back like, what happened? They're like, Harley, don't worry about it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Don't even think about it. I know, I'm so nosy. Every time something happens, I'm like, what happened? I need to know. I'm too curious.
Nope. And they're like, don't focus on it. You're fine. Yeah. Just do what you do. And I'm like, okay, cool.
What angels. So how would you say you or they end up dealing with these specific instances? Or how do you think we could make platforms safer or more inclusive for everyone? It's honestly a hard question, I feel like.
It is a hard question, but I think it starts from just available knowledge, like a lot of people just don't know, honestly. And then the troll culture just I feel like we need to put an end to that. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand why trolling is so fun for people.
I'm not sure they understand it either, I'll be honest.
Yeah. And I think that's what it comes from. I think the first thing to combat anything is just gaining more knowledge. And then just understanding why people want to be included, why diversity is such a good thing, why representation matters. That's the most important thing. And from there, I feel like the tides have turned a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Excellent advice. Knowledge. You all need a little bit more of it.
Just a little bit. We all need it.
That's so true. We're always growing. So you attended the second BroadcastHER Academy visit in 2019 to the HyperX Arena in Las Vegas. Could you tell us a little bit about your trip?
Fun.
Yeah?
Yes. I love that trip. The first of all, just being able to go to Vegas and visit the HyperX Museum was like once in a lifetime for me. So that was the biggest thing that happened to me in 2019, besides actually winning the grant. But just meeting the group of ladies that was there with me, that we still talk to, some of these that I still keep up with, Danny, and then Absolute Sodium, I'm still following her. That's Emily. And then of course, Hey Aru, that's Hannah. Like, we still try to keep up with each other. And my biggest thing is family. And it felt like a family, you know? Yeah. Like when we got there, yeah, we were strangers, but we just meshed so much. It was so perfect.
Oh my gosh, and then that sounds incredible.
Oh God, the crew at the arena, just, I loved it. I loved everything about it. You can ask everyone there. I'm always talking about how HyperX is going to hire me and how I'm coming back to the arena and I'm never leaving. So.
They just put a little cot out for you. Just
that's
sleep
it.
in
Just
the
make
arena.
a little bed. I'm okay. I'm just never leaving.
Oh my gosh. What was one of your favorite moments or biggest takeaways from the night, do you think?
I think my favorite moment was actually seeing Emily in the caster booth. I felt like a proud mom. Because we were all really shy. And it was like, come on, Harley. And I was like, oh no, I can't do it. Because I'm not a big Fortnite player. And I was like, I don't want to say anything bad. But Emily, she was like, oh, it's fine. I'll go. And I was just like, okay, right on, girl. But like seeing her in there, I was just like, oh my God, that's one of us. She's doing a great job. Look at her go.
Oh, that like, I feel like having a tight-knit community of like women you can rely on and trust is just like incredible. I feel like almost every single like female streamer I know is like, oh yeah, I have a group of women. We all go to each other and like bounce ideas off each other. Yeah, it's super important to have.
That village, like I said, that family, that village network is so important, especially in this industry, because we're such a minority as far as women in the industry. You need other women to build upon. And that's one of the reasons why I was so happy that I got this grant, and that I was so happy that 1000 Dream Fund like just basically took me in, you know? Yeah. So yeah.
And their little arms.
Oh God.
Why do you think programs like the BroadcastHER Academy are so important and beneficial for women's in game right now?
It goes back to what I just said. Because we're such a small group within this growing, like, impactful industry, we have to somehow build each other up, you know? In order for us, I feel like in order for us to make an impact, we have to first show that we're impactful. And if we get everyone together, everyone behind each other, and we all push towards the same goal, I see such more amazing things happening. So I just, I can't say it enough. I'm just really happy to be trying to be a part of this industry. And I'm just happy that programs like 1000 Dream Funds and other things are out there to help us.
Yeah. Super important. So in November, you joined HyperX and 1000 Dreams Fund at the 2019 Esports Awards. How did it feel knowing you were heading to Dallas, Texas for 2 days, full of all things esports?
So when I first got the email, I was like, I don't think they meant to send this to me. But then I saw my name at the top and I was like, okay, wait, no, this is addressed to me. This is mine. It was like surreal, man. I never thought that I would have that opportunity, you know? So of course I jumped on it as quickly as possible. I called my job. I was like, hey, I'm not going to be here. I'll be back. I'm going to Dallas. But it was a dream. Like I had to constantly like pinch myself. I called my mom like multiple times on the way to the airport. Like, hey, am I actually going to the airport now or am I in a coma? Like, which one is it? And she had to like Harley, you're fine. You're good, girl. You're going.
No
Go get on the
coma.
plane.
Everything's okay. Deep breath. It's just esports.
You're awake. I promise.
Oh gosh, I'm a queen of calling my mom, so I really relate to that. Everything that happens.
No matter what, I'm calling her.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you visited the Complexity Gaming Center, Mavs Gaming, and the National Video Game Museum. Can you tell us a little bit about your experiences there?
So when we went to Complexity, I was in awe, like just the work that they're doing down there as far as changing what an esports organization and an esports team mean. They have so much stuff down there to build up their players. We got a chance to, of course, tour the facility, but we saw, what was the thing called? I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was helping with like their cognitive reaction. Like everything was everything was so scientific down there. So it wasn't just like, hey, we're paying you to come and game. It's like, no, we're paying you to come and game, but we're also going to take care of you like an actual athlete, you know? So seeing that, it just made me realize this is really happening. Like esports is actually becoming a actual sport now. People are recognizing us, you know? So I guess my next favorite place was probably the museum. It was so much fun. Wendy and I from HyperX, we did the scavenger hunt where you have to try to find all the Easter eggs within the actual museum. Hilarious. It was hilarious. It made us realize, like, wow, we don't know as much as we thought we did about gaming.
Gosh, too relatable. Every time I think I know something, it's like the industry is like, oh, wait, hold on. We've got like 100 new things for you to learn.
Yes. I was like, wow, I didn't know anything about the Atari except for what I thought I knew. And that museum is just like has so much knowledge and it's so interactive. And it was really fun. It was really fun. Dallas was a great one.
I was about to say, I've got to get down to Dallas now.
It's really, I didn't want to leave. It was really nice.
Another cot. You just have a cot in two separate places.
Two places. Either one will work. Just tell me which one.
Which cot am I in today? So after all that fun, the time for the 2019 Esports Awards came, and you had the opportunity to present the Supporting Agency of the Year. What was it like to present live at the Esports Awards? So
first of all, I got to present with Jump. And he is like one of the most amazing commentators I've ever like followed. I started following him when Apex became really big. So just to get the chance to present with him, I was already freaking out. And just being in the room with like all of the, you know, big wigs and everybody that's who's who in the gaming industry, I felt like I was going to faint. It took everything for me to stand on stage and just say my little words and get off because I was like, oh God, I can't believe I'm here. But it was so much fun. It felt natural after a while. Once I got off the stage, I wanted to go back, but I couldn't. I tried to talk to somebody. I tried to talk to somebody and they're like, hey, did you need anything else? No? Okay. I guess I'll walk to my table now.
I'll just stand here just in case you need me. No big deal.
Just in case. I mean, if somebody gets sick, you know, I can walk on. Just tell me my lines. No, they didn't need anything from me. It was okay though. It was fun. But that was really cool. Of course, I got to meet Dimes from the Mavs Gaming. I met another one, BroadcastHER grant recipient, Jordan, who she's amazing also. And seeing her start off where I am now to get to where she is, it was like inspiring. It was like, okay, I can make it, you know? Oh God, I ran into Sonic Fox. They are amazing. Oh, I'm fangirling all over again.
Love it. I like that it seems like every single experience was like a little like family building experience.
Yeah, it was.
That's so awesome. So how will this experience benefit you in your pursuit of a career in esports and gaming?
Well, first thing is made me more assertive. My goal for 2020 is to go after what I want. I was kind of humble before this experience, and now that I see that it's obtainable, it's kind of giving me a more drive, you know, towards trying to get to where I want to be. So that helped a lot. I'm more assertive. I'm more determined now. I want to make, you know, Christie and everybody else proud for giving me this opportunity. I want to show, you know, that I'm here and I'm going to succeed. And this isn't the last you're going to see of me. And thanks to these guys, that's the reason why.
That's incredible. That's such a
Yeah.
good goal to have, to be more assertive, especially if you're like in this
Mhm.
industry where you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to elbow my way in a little bit.
Oh yeah,
A little bit. Today I gotta elbow some people in a
a little
nice
bit of a
way.
mosh pit, just a little bit.
It's a mosh pit of gamers. I love that. Thank you so much for hanging out and
Thank you
speaking to
for
me. I really
having
appreciate
me.
it. Do you think
Thank
you have any
you.
tips for others in your field who are looking to begin their career in streaming and gaming?
Just start. That's I guess that's my biggest tip. Don't let fear stop you. I tell everybody, I feel like I started a little late because I was afraid, but just do it. It doesn't hurt to fail. One failure isn't the worst. Just keep going. And if this is your passion and this is your dream, don't let anybody deter you from it. Just keep doing it. That's really it.
I hear the assertiveness coming through there.
Yeah. See, I've been practicing.
You're doing incredible. Thank you so much. I
Thank
really
you so
appreciate it.
much.
I hope you have an incredible day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I love her, so we all have to go follow her everywhere now. You have no other option. What a freaking cutie. Wow, I know. I'm just gonna bring her back and just hang out with her for the rest of the time. Now I have to get over there. I'm trying to build just a giant squad of women to hang out with constantly. Oh my gosh, I'm still thinking about all those charity incentives everybody was coming up with. Like, how evil could we get? You know what I mean? It's like we're just giving our community as much reason to be evil to us as possible. I think that I already do that with jump scares, but I feel like it really kicks up a notch around charity season. Charity? Is there a charity season? Every season is charity season. Hi, Louisiana. How are you? My gosh. I've eaten so many things I would normally eat due to charity. Oh no, that's too painfully true. Dirt pool, tomatoes. I feel like I know Misha Crossing eats olives. She doesn't like olives. I just seeing gals accomplishing things, no big deal. Louisiana, do you have a favorite charity incentive? Or do you have a least favorite food? I think this is charity season is when you find out what foods everybody hates. It doesn't get worse than that. I don't know. I've seen some people. I've never done the bean challenge, but I think that's because I desperately don't want to eat a bean that tastes like earwax or like, I don't know, toilet bowl. I don't trust the beans. I don't think I could put my life into the hands of the beans. I have consumed spoonfuls of mayonnaise. Just straight up mayonnaise. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Spicy ramen. I did eat the spicy ramen once. It gave me the hiccups, and then I had to drink milk. I've never been as unladylike on stream, and that's coming from somebody that's not very ladylike. Until I ate a bowl of spicy ramen on stream. Those beans are worse than what they say they are. Are they really? See, I knew I was good staying away from them. Grape flavored juice / candy would be awful. Oh, do you heat? I know some people have like a disdain for certain candies because their medicine was flavored like that as a child. My medicine was always like bubblegum or cherry flavored, so that those flavors are things that I'm like not gung-ho for. There's like banana and grape. I've been bean boozled. The birdie bots are next level too. I remember having them as a kid and they weren't that bad, but I think that maybe they're worse now, because I remember eating one that tasted like grass, which doesn't sound as bad as, like, I don't know, eating a bean that tastes like vomit. You like licorice? I mean, culturally, many people enjoy licorice. I think it's an American thing to hate licorice. Warheads? Yes. Warheads. I have warheads. Did I do warheads? They're not as bad as birdie bots, I don't think. A lot of gross soda flavors. I was just thinking that the other day because I went to a candy shop with my partner and we saw ranch dressing flavored soda. And I just literally thought in my head, well, that's a charity incentive. Ranch flavored soda. anything black licorice is horrible. Licorice is awesome. There's a full-on brawl in chat about licorice. I got an actual vomit Birdie Bots back in the day. And then so good, exactly. They're almost worth the pain. Whereas Birdie Bots, I don't think you could say that they are worth the pain. I just don't think you could say that. Ranch Pop is pushing it. Ranch Pop is not pushing it. It's just flinging itself over the boundaries. That's a soda that should only be consumed for charity. No other reason. I'd rather just drink ranch instead of ranch soda. That is a very valid point. I'd rather straight up just drink ranch. I've had ketchup, why not ranch? Pickle soda. I'm gonna say something you may not agree with, but pickle soda doesn't sound that bad. It doesn't sound that bad at all. It could be worse. Well, isn't that a thing? Picklebacks? People drink pickle juice, that's regular. Yeah, regular. I personally enjoy regular licorice, just black licorice. It seems to me too that when they do black licorice, they also pair it with salt. I'm not quite sure why candy has so much salt in it. I don't know. Pickle juice is actually good for you? Well, I didn't think it was bad for me. But pickle soda, I don't know. It probably can't be good. Are they putting... I feel like saying you're making something into a soda implies that you're adding some sort of, like, sugar to it. So, no thank you. All right. I think we're gonna try to get... Maybe she'll have some incredible incentives for charity on stream with Allie. Give me 1 second. Let me try to get her in here. Hello!
Hello.
Oh, hello! How are you? I don't know if she can hear me. Maybe. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay,
I can now.
Perfect. Hello, how's your day going?
It's going well.
Perfect. It's nice to see ya. Probably a little hectic over there. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to talk with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what you do at Twitch as their diversity and charity programs manager.
Sure. So when I started at Twitch, 100% of my time was focused on developing charity programs or doing charity education related things. So one of my very first projects within my first 12 months at Twitch was actually working with 1000 Dreams Fund to help identify their best opportunity within the space. And that's kind of how we came up with the grant together and really creating Women's History Month on Twitch surrounding this really great relationship. And when it comes to diversity, that's kind of a new thing that's been tacked on for me, where I'm looking at programs where we can amplify creators from diverse backgrounds and also grow a more of a diverse audience on Twitch.
Awesome. That's incredible and super, super amazing. So Twitch is well known for being a huge platform for charity, raising millions each year for various causes. Why do you think that is so, and what makes for a successful charity fundraiser on the platform?
Yeah, I think when charity streaming started way back in, the first records we really have of it are in 2011. And it was really small, and over the years it kind of grew, and then it grew really big, and it grew really big. I mean, last year we did 55 million, or the community did 55 million on the platform. And I think part of the reason that it's so successful is, if you want to get really technical, either you can use like instant feedback loop or interactive entertainment. Both of those things are really important as we're moving as a society towards wanting to interact quicker. We're consuming less passive content and more interactive and authentic content. And so the ability to have that instant feedback loop, you know, rewards, incentives, and milestones, eating a hot pepper, getting pied in the face, those types of things, and then also being able to openly talk with your community.
Yeah, super, super important. I feel like also having that, like, I don't know, parlay between your stream and being able to thank them immediately for donating is incredible. What is one of your most memorable moments during a charity live stream?
So it's really interesting. My history of charity live streaming comes from a more administrative and organizational background. So I tend to be doing more support roles than on the camera. So I would say probably I have two pretty good memorable ones. I read donations and commentated during the very first Mario Maker Coliseum that's run by Grand Bear. And that was kind of my first time interacting in like a larger stream with larger creators and like the larger audience with much larger goals. And that was a really positive experience. That community was really welcoming. And I remember trolls like trying to put in trolly names. And I read them so specifically that everyone knew what people were trying to say, but that's not how it came out of my mouth. And they would be like, skip that one, skip that one. And then that turned into, they got these paper hats where for $10 you could write I would write a message on the paper hat, and the people competing doing the Mario Makers would stack them higher and higher and higher. And we had like upwards of 20 hats on people. And I could not write them fast enough. And we ran out of hats. And that was like these little fake paper chef hats, the like pop-out ones that you might see for a rendition of fast food. That one was really good. And then for, which event was it? Calithon in April of 2018. I agreed last minute to be pied in the face. And usually when people do a pieing of the face, they just do whipped cream. That's not what happened.
I'm scared.
My friend Tammy, known on Twitch as Tammy_Black Media, went and bought an actual pie. It was a strawberry cream-filled pie with chunks of strawberries. And in the clip, it's hilarious because we're like, we're wearing trash bags. We're in an office of the old Bebo office, and we're trying really hard not to make a huge mess. And I'm like talking to her about like the best way to do it. And before she even talks, before I even finish talking, it's in my face.
No.
And it's up my nose and in my mouth. And there was like this like slight kerfuffle where I was like smearing it on her face. And it was great fun. She'd never pied anyone in the face. And so it was kind of a win-win situation.
A learning experience for both of you, I'm sure.
Yes, double check that it's whipped cream and not an actual pie.
I was about to say, just pie crust in the face sounds so genuinely terrible.
You'd have to ask Tammy. In the video, you can see Tammy like licking her fingers after being pied. We're just standing there.
That's why she got it. She just wanted some actual pie after she pied you in the face. She was like, I could get a piece of pie out of this.
Probably. And she eats pretty healthily, so she probably uses this as an excuse.
I mean, she's like, well, it's charity. So,
yeah.
Obviously, incentives are super popular for charity streams. My stream constantly has me eating my least favorite food, which is tomatoes. Do you have any favorite charity incentives? We were just discussing all of the crazy ones we've seen people do right before we called you in.
So this isn't, I like spicy stuff because even though my face gets really red and I'm crying, it's something at least I can tolerate. Mm-hmm. I'm a textures person and I cannot stand marshmallows.
Oh.
So I thought it would be a brilliant idea to go buy those jumbo, like half dollar size marshmallows and be like, for every $5, I'll eat one of these.
Oh no.
It was so disgusting. I was like, I would like eat them. I couldn't even eat them all in one setting. I had to take small bites out of them. And at one point I would just pick up a new one and take a bite and set it back down. And each time I'd pick up a new one so it would look like I'd been eating because I was so afraid of throwing up. It was so bad.
You were like, why didn't I get the mini marshmallows? What was I thinking?
Yes. Next time it would be the mini marshmallows. I also tried to play Chubby Bunny with them.
Oh no. Well, I feel like if you hate textures, just keeping those marshmallows in your mouth would be the worst thing.
It was pretty awful. But about 3, it blocks all the airways in your mouth. So I mean, they're jumbo.
I was
It's not like
gonna
the
say,
small
they're
ones
like
where
they're like bricks.
they can move around, basically.
You're just like stacking them. It's like Jenga, but with marshmallows in your mouth.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. Some of the ones I've seen other people do that are really great. I love watching Bloody Faster eat olives.
Oh, does she also hate? I know Misha Crossing hates olives too. I didn't know Eleni also hates
She
olives.
So the thing about Bloody Faster is she's from Greece.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I was just about to say.
But she hates olives, and so I think it's like $50 or $100 when she does her charity streams, and it's the only time she'll eat olives. But she just cannot handle olives. They're just so gross, and it's just hilarious.
Oh gosh, I bit into a giant. You know how people bite apples? I bit into a tomato like you bite into an apple, and that was my olive moment. I was just like, why? Why would I do this to myself? Could you do that? Just enjoyably enjoy a tomato?
Oh yeah, just I'm from the South, so like you just pull out a tomato, put some salt on it, take a bite out of it, same way you would an apple.
No, I would have a fever. That's my sleep paralysis demon. Is just like a giant tomato at the foot of my bed.
Yeah, I have many times tried to attempt to look disgusted by eating something that I actually like, and trying to make it exciting for people who probably don't know me that well, and also not eat something I don't like. But
I like where your head's at here. You're like, I hate chocolate. Chocolate's the worst. Absolutely disdain it.
Well, I tried to do it with pickles and olives, but everyone already knows I really like pickles and olives, so that didn't work. I've considered doing the smoothie thing where you have like a list of ingredients and you like make a smoothie, but the texture would probably be too much.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think I could do this, especially if you hate textures. The smoothie thing creeps me out because you're like, what's in it? Also the baby food. I couldn't do the baby food either. That also terrifies me. I don't know what we're feeding babies, but it looks atrocious.
Yeah. Well, baby food's another one. So that one I can slightly tolerate a little bit quicker, except for the ones with gravy. It'll be like a meat byproduct plus gravy. And I actually did a charity stream over the weekend where I had my roommate, while he was at the grocery store, just pick up some baby food. And he was like, oh, which flavors? And I was like, I don't know, the gross ones. And he comes back with turkey and gravy.
No, I didn't even know they fed that to babies.
So thankfully, that was not on the wheel. We did like a wheel of torture type of thing with exercise and various things. And then, so that was funny. I just want to take a moment to let you know, chat, I was a Hufflepuff for a really long time, but as you grow, you evolve. And I recently retook the quiz and I got Ravenclaw all 35 times I tried to get Hufflepuff again.
Wow.
So
hilariously, I was a Ravenclaw my entire life and now I can only get Hufflepuff. So maybe we just switched.
Yeah, maybe.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah. So I thought it was interesting.
I was going to say, with Women's History Month happening in March, 1DF has their own fundraisers planned. How does it feel to be able to support causes like 1,000 Dreams Fund and their efforts to impact women in gaming?
So I just think it's exciting to be in my role because I have so many interests where I get to support so many different causes. And it's also 1DF has a special place in my heart because I was there at the beginning with Christie where we were able to formulate this idea that matched what 1DF's mission is as a nonprofit and have a really heavy synergy between the community giving to 1DF and 1DF feeding back into the community by supporting people that probably have a little bit of a struggle.
That's incredible. So we know that Twitch has featured women each day in the past to celebrate while also fundraising for 1DF. Why is celebrating Women's History Month to showcase the talent of women content creators important?
I think, in particularly when it comes to women or people of color or women of color or the queer community, the internet has been, first of all, when the internet came around, nobody really thought it would take off. And the only people really into it or had home computers were mostly, middle class, upper middle class, wealthier white families. And so they already had a head start, and same thing with consoles. Consoles were more expensive in ratio to the income back then. And so there's been the opportunity for a set of a segment of the population for much longer. And so I think highlighting to people who are just now being able to get into that opportunity, or maybe didn't grow up with it, but are now in turn giving their kids the opportunity to get involved, that it creates a moment of kind of reminding everyone that the internet is not just for one person, and that there's many, many types of things.
Mm-hmm.
And as Twitch has grown, it's been really awesome to see the growth of types of content. And I think the big important thing I always try to remind people is nothing is one-dimensional. And so when people are like, but I want my favorite thing to stay exactly this way, and I'm like, yeah, but don't you want more people to also enjoy your favorite thing? You'll have more friends that way. So
1,000%. Yeah, the gatekeeping, when you could just, at the end of the day, exactly what you said, have more friends. Really, it's silly. You could just have an incredible community behind you. Have you ever personally had any struggles with women in gaming, and how do you think we could change the stigma?
I'm a little bit more aggressive than most women. My dad really wanted me to be a boy, so he kind of raised me with the same similar mindsets of you can be anything you want to be, nothing is in your way. He was a really big proponent of protecting myself, and so like when I got to gaming, the place where it's relatively safe in my opinion, and some of the other situations I've been in, I think the worst is probably CSGO. Like if I talk or they see like my Steam icon as like a picture of my face, there's a lot of people talking about how all the things they want to do to me, but I really enjoy the fact that I can just mute the entirety of the chat. And then when I see it pop up or trolls have come in, and I don't play CSGO on stream as much anymore because working at Twitch, I shouldn't invite trolls to argue with. But before I worked at Twitch, I used to drink some wine and sit down and play CSGO, and I would just invite them in and rip them apart.
That's a very relatable statement. I really feel you on that.
And I feel like a good portion of women gamers or women who have been gaming for a long time are kind of getting to that point, and people of color and women of color and queer folk are just getting to that point of like, do you have anything better to do than come in and say a mean thing to me? Like you can't go do something proactive for yourself. That's kind of the way I've always looked at a lot of this. I'm always amazed at the fever of some of the people who are trolls and act that way, is their inability to give up. And I'm like, man, I bet if you had this same kind of mindset with starting a small business,
you'd
get
doing
somewhere.
Incredible. Just think about you could have started Amazon by now. What were you doing?
Yeah. Did you graduate college? Did you do something recently? Like,
Maybe. They're like, well, we took a nap and then we decided to troll on Twitch, so that was all we had time for.
Yeah. So I'm always super amazed at that. And I would say one of the ways, and it's really cliche to say, to keep going and bullies, like persevere. And even thinking about looking at the laws in the United States about women, they're not really designed to protect people. The laws around the world are kind of really not in favor of women. And so to be told on something that's supposed to be a hobby, just persevere, can be really daunting. But unfortunately, I think until it's almost like a kid. Like if a toddler or a small child is really upset and throws a tantrum, they're throwing a tantrum because they want attention.
Right.
And unfortunately, the less attention we give people, the quicker they are to move on. Sometimes that's not always the case. There's a special person in every scenario. But for the most part, I think that's just showing people that, and I think there's a few people that I follow on Twitter just for their videos of where they clip people coming in and saying, you're a lot like other girls. And it's like, sometimes I want to ask people, do you even know what a girl is like? Have you met one? Mainly because there's no one way to be anything, and we get stuck on this like general idea. And so I just think we have to unfortunately persevere until it becomes less of a norm and more people call out bad behavior. I think the biggest impact that we can have is our friends that are male calling upon our male friends, and people to say, hey, your friend just said this to me. Are you going to say something? And if they want to do the whole, I'm kind of staying out of it, I think that that's really where the problem starts, is that people in a position to say something don't say anything. And so continuously encouraging people. And I was at CES listening to a diversity talk from a gentleman who pushed a lot of the diversity initiatives internally for Walmart. And one of the really important things he said to me was, everyone who's going to be an ally or do something for us is going to screw up. And we have to have the grace to let them know that they screwed up, but also not scare them off in the process of giving them feedback to be better. Mm-hmm. So I think having that really welcoming approach of, hey, I really appreciate you did that. Do you mind if I tell you how it would have helped if you'd done it a little bit better or in a different way?
Yeah, that's incredible advice. So I wanted to ask, when Women's History Month in 2020 is all said and done, what would you like the headline of that to be? What would you like to see come out of Women's History Month this year?
In a perfect rose-colored glasses kind of situation, I would there to be a headline saying, Women's History Month went off without a hitch. Nobody complained. No man wins Men's History Month, which, by the way, is November for people who didn't know that.
Yeah. Just in case you were curious, we've got it on lock for you.
Yeah.
And do you think you have any final tips for others, especially women in this field?
I would say kind of a really vague but really important piece of feedback with everything that you're doing is, when you're moderating your community, be very careful to not over moderate and under moderate. It's a really fine line in over moderation and under moderating in both directions. If you over moderate, you might make people who feel really uncomfortable to ask questions or be themselves, just for fear of they don't want to mess up because the repercussions could be so hard. On the flip side of that, we had partner Bloody in the office yesterday to kind of talk about her experience on Twitch as a trans woman. And one of the things that she said is that really struck with me, and I would encourage everyone to take this into all parts of their lives, not even just streaming. If someone makes you feel uncomfortable, but you look at all of their actions and you say to yourself, well, I don't see anything specifically they did wrong, it's still okay to get out of that situation. It's still okay to block them. It's still okay to ban them. It's still okay to tell them. You don't have to be very specific. And something that if you're interested in further reading on the idea of how you feel internally, there's a Harvard what is the name of that? There's a test developed by Harvard that's focused on actually racism, but it's it's knowing when the things around you are making you feel bad because of systemic racism. And so those types of questions can be applied to any situation for homophobia or misogyny or other types of things. Do you feel uncomfortable from all of the things they're doing, even though it's not necessarily wrong? Trust your instincts and don't sacrifice your own personal self-care for, another viewer or things like that.
Awesome. Incredible. I'm definitely going to have to look that up. That sounds amazing.
If you give me just 2 seconds, I will tell you the name of it. I sent it to a coworker.
Yes.
I actually discovered it from a TV show I was watching. I was like, I wonder if this is real.
I wonder if this will help me. I wonder if this will be insightful. That's super, super cool. You find all the helpful things when you least expect them.
It's called the Unrest Test by Harvard. And if you just type in Unrest Test by Harvard into Google, the very first thing that pops up is the PDF. And it's centered around racism. But what I took from reading it was that could be applied to all other types of isms and phobia type related things.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thanks for taking your time out of your, I'm sure, incredibly busy schedule to talk to us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I thoroughly enjoy having conversations like this.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day.
Thank you. Everyone have a great day as well.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, a wealth of knowledge. A wealth of knowledge. All right. Thank you so much, by the way, to all of our guests we had today, Christie and Harley and Allie. All of their info. I know Kayla is giving it out to you in chat. incredible people to follow and know and learn about. A reminder that our BroadcastHER Academy Challenge is open until March 17th. And then you also have those applications opening up on March 1st. Stay tuned during Women's History Month for updates on our fundraising efforts and the BroadcastHER grant. And thank you so much for having an incredible first show. I really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Have an amazing day. Thank you. I'll see you all next month. We'll do this again. Hang out, drink some tea. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.